Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. 2020 is a year that is full of surprises. It is seriously never a dull day to wake up this year. It's insane. So insane to the point where if you were to come up to me and say, "Hey Mando, you know those crab people that have been living beneath the Earth's crust for thousands of years and we totally know all about them?" Well, guess what? They're burrowing up through the earth now like the locust in Gears of War, and they're here to enslave us all or mate with us, I don't know. I would believe you. I would say, yeah, that sounds about right. Just another day in 2020. Bring on those sexy crab mouths, am I right? This year is the year of follow your dreams. It truly is, and that's exactly what Microsoft is doing. They came out with some news today, some news that is going to have major implications on the gaming industry. And I don't just mean in terms of the console wars, because I feel like with this news that we're going to be discussing today, that's a little small scale. Microsoft is thinking bigger, they're thinking long term, and without a doubt, this is going to be something that completely reshapes the way we look at this next console generation. Let's take a look at a tweet that was put out by the official Xbox Twitter account. Today is a special day. We are thrilled to welcome the talented teams and beloved game franchises of Bethesda to Team Xbox. That's it. That's all they had to say. They can drop the mic there. They are done. Sony has to be sweating so hard right now, just thinking, oh God, how is this going to affect us long term? Could you imagine if Bethesda games became exclusive? Now, to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to happen, but you gotta imagine what's running through the executives' minds over at Sony right now. We're going to be taking a look at some more details of this announcement because it's pretty damn interesting, especially when you look at the price tag for how much Microsoft spent to acquire all of this. It is incredible how hard they are going after this, how much they're showing that they want to compete, which, I mean, let's be honest, that's a pretty nice change from the way Microsoft usually does things, because this is a company, when they unveiled their last console, the Xbox One, they spent almost the entire announcement talking about TV and TiVo and this goddamn dog from Call of Duty, like anyone gave a shit about that.
TV, watch TV, 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 TV remote, TV experience, TV, 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 sports TV, TV, TV. Anybody? TV.
And not only that, this is the company that said, hey, we know that you really like always-on DRM. We want you locked to this console 24/7. Remember what they said? If you didn't have internet connection, you could actually just, go with the other console, the Xbox 360.
Fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message. If you don't like it.
If you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device.
Microsoft has made leaps and bounds over the years when it comes to trying to win over their customers' good faith, and I think that they're doing it, and this right here is going to be the true test, because they can also win over some PlayStation fans here, which we'll kind of talk about briefly in a minute. You know what? Let's talk about price. Do you want to guess how much they spent on this? They acquired so many studios, a ton of studios. I'm talking a huge amount of studios, billions of dollars. Take a guess. $7.5 billion is what was spent during this acquisition. Just to put that in perspective for you, Disney spent $4 billion on Star Wars. That should tell you how serious Microsoft is about this, and let me tell you, if you look into Microsoft's financial reports, that's a drop in the bucket for them. They could do this multiple times over without breaking a sweat, which is in stark contrast to Sony, because you have to remember, Microsoft is a massive corporation that does way more than just gaming. Have you recovered from the sticker shock yet? Has it settled in? Has the dust finally settled and now we can move on with the video? Let's take a look at this Xbox Wire article that goes into a little bit more detail about the acquisition. Welcoming the talented teams and beloved game franchises of Bethesda to Xbox. Today is a special day as we welcome some of the most accomplished studios in the games industry to Xbox. we are thrilled to announce Microsoft has entered into an agreement to acquire ZeniMax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks. As one of the largest, most critically acclaimed, privately held game developers and publishers in the world, Bethesda is an incredibly talented group of 2,300 people worldwide who make up some of the most accomplished creative studios in our industry, across Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Game Studios, id Software, ZeniMax Online Studios, Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Studios. These are the teams that are responsible for franchises like The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Prey, Quake, Starfield, and many more. God damn, that is a lot of games, huge IPs there, and that's really where it sticks a knife right into the ribs of Sony. And I want to be clear, I'm not cheering for exclusivity. I don't want any of these to be exclusive. In fact, I think it would be really foolish for them to make these exclusive. So for those of you who might be worrying about that, I would try to put those to rest a little bit, at least until we get some more news. I just don't really see those games becoming exclusive. And it's already been said by Phil Spencer that they're going to be keeping some of the stuff that Bethesda was working on with Sony intact. In fact, that's actually outlined in a Bloomberg article that we have here. Recently, however, Bethesda has been working more tightly with Sony. Bethesda had previously agreed to debut 2 of its upcoming games, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, on Sony's new PlayStation rather than Xbox. Both games were announced as timed console exclusives, meaning that they would be restricted to the PlayStation 5 for a fixed period of time before coming to Xbox. Microsoft will keep that commitment, Spencer said in an interview. Future games like Starfield will be available for Xbox, PC, and Microsoft Game Pass video game service. Quote, "We'll take other consoles on a case-by-case basis," Spencer said. And I really think that that's the right play. And again, I want to be clear, I'm not on Xbox's side here. What I'm really excited about is what Xbox can offer to customers with the Game Pass. This adds an insane amount of value to their already popular Xbox Game Pass, which has been growing in popularity. In the same Bloomberg article that we looked at a little bit earlier, there's a quote that states, "Microsoft is leaning on its game subscription service, Game Pass, to draw in users and boost revenue and needs compelling content to attract customers to that product. Microsoft said Game Pass now has 15 million subscribers, which is up from the 10 million it announced in April. That's a 50% gain, which is massive, and there's good reason for that because the Game Pass is probably some of the best value that you can get in the gaming industry right now, which, again, coming from Microsoft is pretty damn shocking. That'd be like Konami coming out and saying something like, hey, we're not going to continuously ass-ram the Metal Gear Solid franchise anymore, we're going to give it to somebody who cares about it. Sorry, getting carried away. Different topic altogether. Sell it to Sony. Sell Metal Gear Solid to Sony. I don't care. Get it out of Konami's hands. All right, we're done talking about it. We're moving on. The Xbox Game Pass, like I said, is an excellent value. It's $10 a month or $15 a month, depending on what you get. For 15 bucks, you get the Game Pass on PC and Xbox Live Gold, and it's a great way for gamers who can't spend or don't want to spend $60 on every single new game coming out. And this lets them play that. I mean, hell, I've used it because I didn't want to download the Epic Game Launcher so I could play Metro Exodus. Instead, I used the Xbox Game Pass. And this is where I think Microsoft can really drill down on Sony. And it would also show some good faith to the Sony fanboys. If you are one, I'm sorry, this must be heartbreaking news for you, but fret not. Again, my opinion, I don't think that these games are going to be exclusive. However, I think Microsoft can use this to show that they see how the industry is going. I mean, the hardware part of this, I think, is going to become irrelevant at some point. We're already seeing these mid-generation upgrades like PCs. Xbox has been releasing their games on PC with this Xbox Games Pass, and we're seeing Sony do the same thing. I think eventually the hardware is going to be secondary, and it's gonna come down to things like Games Pass, and then they can also, of course, leverage some exclusivities if they have to. I don't want that, but I think the future is going to come in packing value for the customers, which is always what I want to see, and it's what we should all want to see. So if you're a fanboy and somebody who is celebrating, I don't know, Ghost of Tsushima only being available on PlayStation or Spider-Man only being on PlayStation, well, now you kind of got to eat that a little bit and just live with the emotion that the next Elder Scrolls game might not be coming to your game box, which I hope it is. But you got Sony talking about how they're going to be raising the price for their games to $70. Meanwhile, you have Xbox Game Pass for $15, giving you a shit ton of games on your Xbox and your PC. I think it's pretty clear to see where the value is, and this is where Xbox is going to win in the long term if they keep this up. And keep in mind, this is coming from somebody who's not buying an Xbox. I have a PC. I'm going to be playing Halo Infinite and their games on PC. Before you start slamming Xbox fanboy or Xbot or whatever the hell the new insult is, shove it up your ass, because that's not where we're at. But when it's all said and done, we really have to wait and see how this is really going to pan out, because it could be the exact opposite. They could just go full on, everything's exclusive, you're not getting shit, Sony, which again I think would be wrong, and I don't really see that happening, but I can't tell the future. I just had to record this video, share the news with you because it is massive, and again, I think this is going to really change the way that we see this console war playing out for the next generation. I mean, have you looked at the sales numbers for the last generation? Xbox got shellacked by Sony. It's insane. It's going to be really interesting to see how this affects sales during this new cycle of consoles. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this, so don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you think this is good news, or are you somebody who's really afraid that Microsoft is going to keep all these games to themselves, the greedy bastards? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like the video, drop a like, and if you really want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified of all of my future videos. If you missed the last video, I announced that we now have a Discord, which I will leave a link for that in the description below. Head on over there. We already got a bunch of amazing people in there, putting out some great content, having great conversations. Come on in and join. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Metal Gear Mando. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.